In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at these TP-Link PA411 kit-based powerline networking adapters. Now, these use the mains wiring in your house almost as sort of network cable to distribute to your sort of networking around your house. Now, the main reason for doing this is because in my house we don't have wired networking ports at all. There's just obviously the usual mains wiring and things like, and also coax for TV. And I mean, the walls got thick sort of brick walls, which means that the signals don't travel very well, which means that using wireless repeaters is a massive problem, because the repeaters can't pick up sort of the signal to then chuck out and replicate. So repeaters basically don't work if you've got a weak signal going in, certainly not quickly. So I decided to get these to see if they would work, but the last time we tried powerline adapters we ended up handing them back because they only supposedly work on the same circuit, which doesn't really make a great deal of sense to me in terms of their real life purpose, because if you can only use them on one circuit, that could potentially limit them to one or maybe two rooms, which I think is kind of affects their sort of major selling point. But anyway, let's just carefully open the box. I'll just tie down the camera. Alright, so once you've got into the sort of inner box, it's just this sort of completely unassuming white package, which then contains this nice sort of plasticky-ish sort of composite material, which holds both the powerline adapters, which are actually smaller than I thought. You can see it next to the mouse there, and yeah, they do look quite nice and sort of well designed as well. 3 LEDs there, so probably one for power, and then I think the other one's a networking LEDs. Once you've then got in there, there are basically just the 2 network cables and the instruction manual. So what I think I'll proceed to do now is to just set them up on a bog standard power adapter, like the one I've got down there, and then do some speed tests to see what kind of speed they get over short range, before then putting them into the sort of real world sockets and seeing how they perform there. So I have the 2 adapters mounted on the just on the socket thing there, and there's 2 cables, one of which comes from my router there, which is the yellow wire there, and the other one goes to the computer in question here, which I shall be performing the speed test with. So we can just see how it works. Now I've pressed the pair button on the adapters, so we should be able to see whether that has actually in fact done it, and whether that's all there is to this, and kind of then proceed with the testing. So I have got the adapters working now on the computer here. So you can see I have got network access, clearly by the fact that I'm about to do the speed test. So I just press paste, and then I'll be able to see what kind of speed we're getting here. So it's 7 to 8, well 9, yeah, about 9 megabyte per second was the peak there, which means that they are performing kind of roughly as I expect. So it's about 100 megabit per second, which, considering that the interface they connect over is 10/100, says there that it's 100 megabit per second interface. So in other words, it is pretty much connecting at the highest speed available for the type of cable that it's using. Right, so here you can see the BT router there, which is connected to the home plug device, which is just sitting in that rather mess of wires, but that's just, and then that's just connected to the wall over there. So now I'm just going to get the other adapter, which I've got here, and then wire it into a laptop which I've got in the other room to see if this will solve the problem. So right there you can see the powerline adapter mounted on this socket here, and and you can see I've got it connected up here, so you can see it's connected to my domain. And now I'm just going to run the same kind of speed test that I run upstairs to see what kind of throughput we're getting. So I'm copying a fairly similar size file, and you can see it's copying at about 6 to 7 megabyte per second, which is pretty good. I mean that's kind of what I get over the sort of completely Cat5 part of the house on a good day. So I think that's actually really quite good. Although, and you know, what I'm going to do now though is connect this cable up to a wireless access point so I can get wireless over here. And the reason I didn't use a wireless repeater to do this instead of the powerline adapters is because the wireless signal is pretty poor. So like I said before, you'll be very much amplifying a poor signal, which is certainly not what you want to be doing because the throughput will be absolutely appalling. So I'm down here in the stables now, and you can see that I've got it hooked up to this old laptop here. And would you believe it? It even works down here. And this is about, what, about 200 odd metres away from the transmitter unit up top, up in the house. So I mean that is really quite amazing. That really is. I'm just simply astounded. Never thought that something like this would work on such kind of crappy electronics that exist down here, but I suppose, yeah, I'm just shocked.